Hello YouTube, Mariel here. Ah, well, I'm sure from my last video, anybody who watched my last video must have probably realized that my background has completely changed. And the reason for that is because I ran away. So yes, at the moment I am in a hotel, a small motel, not far from my home actually, and I've been staying in a hotel now by myself for about a week now. Yes, I wish I was, able to just go and say, "Yay, that's it, I'm free, I'm gone," and all of that. But no, that's not quite the case. What I've actually done is I made up some excuse and pretended that I was going to go to a retreat, that I wasn't feeling very well and I needed time, more time by myself, and I played off of the fact that I've been segregating myself in my room for like ever, and I played off of that to just say that I needed more time for myself and I wasn't well. And of course I didn't even leave any details of where exactly I was going, and I didn't need to, because I knew that nobody was gonna care enough to ask, to wonder where I am, and or to check up on me, which is exactly what has happened. Nobody has contacted me, not my daughter, not my son, who's actually traveled back from where he's actually studying. He's traveled back here to town, and he's been there for what, 2 days now. And I knew of that because my daughter told me a few days before I left that that he was coming back, because like I said, well, she barely talks to me, but my son completely has cut all contact with me. I mean, completely and totally. And he's now going to be turning 20 on the 7th of January. So yeah, he's not a small child anymore. But yes, I'm sure a lot of you would actually be disappointed for me not, having cut properly that link, and will be disappointed to know that I'll be returning. And trust me, I appreciate all of you who have expressed a lot of concern about my prolonged cohabitation with my wolf. I believe your warnings are to be taken seriously, especially since I've discovered the extent of his maliciousness. If any of you actually remember the video I made about the poisonous gift he tried to give me a few months back when he first came back, and how he insisted on buying me a new car when we had already a fully functioning car that was completely paid off, which was the car that I was driving. So if you remember that video, you would also know that I managed to sidestep that matter, because it was just so unreasonable. It was just so strange that my alarm bells just went off, and now I know for sure that I was absolutely right, because just before I left, the renewal sticker, the one that comes and stays on the side, you have to display on the left side of the car. That renewal sticker came, and my name is not on it. Now I know that there's always been my name on it. Our name is usually on both on all papers. Well, my name wasn't on it, and which basically leaves me to think that, you know, he's really going after me. He's really, you know, that car he wanted me to buy, that was definitely a poisonous gift. That was definitely him trying to get me to buy something that he knew I would not be able to afford if I left him. And since I actually wasn't able to put his plan into motion, he realized that, well, he just decided to switch gears, which is to, you know, change the names on the car that I'm driving, and that's the one that has been fully paid off. Actually, both our cars are fully paid off, his car and my car. So, you know, it's another wake-up call with everything, you know, additional that he does and he has been doing, and that I've discovered. Just like a couple of months ago, I randomly opened his mail. Now, this is something I never used to do. I just started doing it a few months ago because I realized, you know, I had no choice. I had to start snooping. So I opened that a random letter, and it was from our bank. And on that letter, the bank was basically saying that they were agreeing to block any overdraft from our joining account. And that was, at the time, I kind of thought that was kind of strange, because our account has never gone into overdraft. There hasn't been any kind of overdraft abuse. And also part of the letter specified that was a precaution or something they were going to put in place according to his request. So that alone, you know, is just another thing that tells me and lets me know that, yeah, he's definitely putting things in place to make life difficult for me. And another thing again, since last month, I think it was last month, his pretend salary has stopped coming into our joint account. And I say pretend salary because yes, I have discovered, and I have proof for that now, that my husband has been lying to me since we've been together, which means 25 years and 22 years of marriage. And he has been lying all along to me about his actual salary. What I've known and understood up until, you know, recently was completely false. And I won't go into how, you know, how I discovered that lie and the proof that I have just now, because I'm going to try to make this video short. So I'll give the details in another video. But just to tell you that, trust me when I say I discovered so much. There is so much that I don't even know where to start, and I've been sitting on all those information for almost 2 months, and it's been difficult, to say the least. So please trust me when I say I know I have to go, and what you're saying is true. You know, the longer I stay, there is, you know, more chances of me getting even more damaged, and you know, if not physically, although trust me, I feel it physically, since discovering some of the stuff that he has done and who he is and what he is, you know, 9 months ago. I've gone gray all over my body so fast. It's just horrible. And so I know I have to go, but quite frankly, it looks like he's the one who's actually getting ready to go. He's the one who actually probably is gonna leave long before I'm ready to go. And whichever way it happens, you know, I'm happy with that. I just would like to, I guess I just would like to tell you as well that as much as I long for my own freedom and, you know, riding on my dreams of going out and being by myself and not having to worry about all of these things, you know, the reality of life is that I've never worked. I've never had to deal with, you know, paperwork for my own existence, you know, since I've been with him, which is, you know, I was 19 when I met him, and the consequent, you know, the consequent years after that. So there's going to be a lot for me to catch up with, and there's going to be a lot for me to do. And so yes, I'm excited about that, but at the same time I am extremely worried because, you know, let's face it, I do have absolutely no support of any kind. And it's obvious that there's going to be a tremendous amount of stress that you know, coming to grasp with the reality of being on my own and taking care of myself, and the reality of dealing with divorcing that pathological being. So one of the reasons that I kind of not taking the steps of leaving definitely as soon as I can, the reason why I'm not taking that step is because the way I see it, I have still a lot to learn, and there's still a lot of research that I want to make. There's still a lot of proofs as well that I need to, you know, to to pilfer, you know, to steal and stuff like that from him. So and when it comes to researching and reading, I want to be able to do all of those things while I'm still under a care kind of thing, you know. I don't have to worry about being, you know, I don't have to worry about, you know, paying the rent and food and shelter and all of those kind of things, and putting gas in my car and stuff like that. So, you know, there is that level of stress that I still don't have to deal with. So I want to make the most of having those things, you know, to give me the space that I need, just like, you know, just like I've been doing, you know, reading, researching. I'm trying to put a lot of things in place well before I leave. So, you know, I'm just trying to be proactive, if you want, to minimize the amount of stress that I'll have to deal with once I leave my marriage and my marital home. So for now, yes, I'm sorry to have to say, yes, I will be back in that house again. So you'll see my normal background again. But I'm probably thinking of going after the new year. I'd rather just be here by myself, you know. It's peaceful. Yeah, it's peaceful, and there's less, you know, there's less stress, and I'd rather just be here, and I'll be celebrating New Year by myself, which I don't mind at all. I'll probably try to catch a live countdown somewhere on the TV, and maybe have a, you know, I'm actually thinking about going and buying myself a small bottle of champagne, which I probably won't drink, but I'll still open it and I'll take a sip and have something, and I'll have one of those little whistle thing that people have, and blow and do it all by myself, and that'll be fun. And so yes, I will be back, not out of pleasure, but certainly out of necessity, and I'll make the most of the time that I have by myself, and the freedom to be loud, and the freedom to record as many videos as I possibly can, to update you on all the things that I have discovered. And trust me, your mind is going to blow just like mine. Yeah, there is quite a lot, but in the meantime, for all of you out there that have people who cherish you, who love you, who care about you, and who are around you, have a wonderful, fantastic Christmas. All right.